Hey, everybody. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone. It is time for another episode with a special guest. Today, we've got Billy. We are still talking about the same topic. We kind of want to see what people think the crypto space needs. So before we get too far into the conversation, you want to introduce yourself to the people, Billy? I'm sure a lot of people know who you are, but for those who don't, give them an introduction. Let them know where to find you.
Just a normal Joe in crypto. Started my journey in crypto in 2017 and got involved locally with the YouTubers and the X people and started our own company, which is Billy Goat Tales, and also our Givers Gain Network. So, and
no, that was my fault.
I'm here to ask service to you guys tonight, man.
Well, I appreciate you tuning in for this conversation. We got Badel here as well, sliding in late like usual. How's Badel doing?
Had a friend stop over, and then we were talking, and the girlfriend got home from work, and we got all three talking. The next thing I know, I'm like, dang, it's 6:01, time to go.
You got to start setting like an alarm at like 5:55 or something.
Seriously.
Yeah.
But how is CCM doing this Monday?
Okay. I mean, it's been a hectic weekend, that kind of thing. A lot of live streams, that kind of stuff, plus family things. So doing all right. How about yourself, sir?
I'd complain if it got me anywhere. It's a little bit warm, and I haven't really gotten to enjoy any summer things yet. So maybe this weekend we'll do some summer stuff. But looks like we got a few people sliding in the chat. We had Silver Days XRP in the chat first. So I appreciate you being here. Looks like the rest is you and Badel in the chat. So we got a few lurkers as well. Appreciate all you guys tuning on in. I'm sure we'll get people sliding on in as the show makes its way into the conversation. So, Billy, I know you've seen a few in this series so far, but now we're going to ask you the question. What do you think the crypto space needs from a crypto project to really start grabbing people from the TradFi system and bringing them over to crypto?
Yeah, I think you've hit on most of the stuff that I'm going to say in the past, but number one, it's got to be simple. It's got to be so easy. It's got to be so transparent. Everything needs to happen in the background. No seed phrases. If we're going to get mass adoption, it's got to be like Cash App. It's got to be like Venmo. It's got to be simple, easy, swift, and no seed phrases. You can have a seed phrase, but it needs to be behind the scenes, right? So it's not so complicated for the newer people and the boomers and the Gen Xers and stuff. And then number two, I would say we also get involved in a local, your local politics, your local system. Like we're on YouTube, we're on X, we get involved that way, but really to make a change and really know what's going on in the crypto space, get plugged in just like any other association. But for me, for example, I've been part of the National Home Builders Association for 30 years, right? I go to the shows, I get involved, I network, I meet the politicians, I get on subcommittees so that I can grow my network and my influence, right? So that they know I could call those guys up and say, hey man, this is a big problem with us. Is any other builder having this kind of problem? And here's maybe what we can do. So get involved at your local level, not on the YouTube, not on X. I'm talking about for you, for yourself, because I think your involvement, if you're a crypto person, knowing what's coming down the pipe is going to be huge. So for instance, in South Carolina, just last May, they passed, I think it's Bill 613 or 618. And what did that do? That did a phenomenal thing for adoption for the state of South Carolina. It is pro-crypto friendly bill. It says things like you don't need a license for mining. You don't if you want to pay in crypto, there's no extra tax that you have to pay. You can pay using crypto. Everything in that bill is crypto friendly. I love it. Right. So you get involved. That's going to help mass adoption. And it's something that you can do on a yourself. You don't have to rely on the system or somebody else. And then we got to stop the shilling, it has to be real world use cases that help people see that blockchain is going to help them change their lives. And those would be the three things that just come to my mind straight off the hip. BC.
Well, I think Brian Armstrong does a pretty good job at that number 2, because there's a lot of times where you log into that Coinbase app and it's like, hey, did you know that this bill is being talked about in Congress and you should talk to your local politician, which kind of hits on your number 3 point as well, getting out there and getting involved. But how do you think the crypto space as like a non-project or even as a project kind of pushes that in that direction, instead of it being, oh, well, we're here to buy the newest dog coin and, see the price go up. How do we as the community really start pushing towards that? Hey, Bitcoin really changed my life because it opened up my eyes, and get these people away from a banking system that doesn't really care about them to a point where they can own their own money or own their own information.
Yeah, I don't really know that answer specifically. I got an opinion about it. I don't know that it's worth anything, but I would say that most of us, like I've always said, you guys heard me say, I came into crypto for the profit and I stayed for the people. And I think if everybody's honest with themselves, you get into crypto because you think there's an opportunity there to make some money, right? I mean, I would say that's what most people came in for, is that reason. But then, and other people came in for a different reason, like their ethos came first. I came in for the profit. I stayed for the people, and I started learning the ethos of Bitcoin, peer-to-peer. You didn't have to have a fiduciary. You didn't have to have a third party. It was decentralized. It was everything that was in my belief system already, but I didn't understand it. I came in for the profit. I came in for the investment. And then once I started understanding the ethos, then I became more passionate about it. And so my point to you there, BC, would be, for me, it was profit and then ethos. Some of the early people came in for the ethos, right? Because it basically started in 08, launched in 09. Well, what was going on? The financial collapse, right? And what Satoshi's saying there is like, we need this peer-to-peer. We need this decentralized. We don't need a government. We don't need a state. We don't need a third party. We need to do this. It's new money. And I had to learn that after I came in for investment. And then I fell in love with it. And so I don't know that, like, right now the ETFs are carrying most of the buying and selling, as we saw last week. But those people, I don't know that they're going to subscribe necessarily to the, if we call ourselves early guys, 17, some people say, well, that's not early, right? But I don't know that they'll subscribe to the ethos like we do, because they're coming in with the ETF. It's like a stock portfolio thing. Right. And it's like, you don't have to subscribe to the ethos of Tesla to own that stock. You just own the stock, you buy it, and you don't have to bite off into their mission or their ethos or anything. You're just saying, hey, it's an AI play or a future play, a tech play, and you think it's going to be a good investment. And so I don't know that the people from here on out coming in are going to be people like us, people like really got in and learned the blockchain, that really understand how it works. And I think they're just going to be sideliners, people investing in it and not really needing to learn the ethos, or maybe not even wanting to learn the ethos.
I could definitely agree with that. I think at this point, a lot of people have talked about more of the institutional adoption. And I think, honestly, that's how crypto is going to get its biggest push. But I'm thinking about it in a different way, as in not an investment style, but an actual real world use case, like you were talking about. Like, if we really want to grow crypto, we need real world use case projects here that just get adopted by these companies because they actually subscribe to the crypto ethos.
Yeah. I mean, look at Chainlink. Chainlink's like, it's running in the background on so many things now. And that's what you want. You want to be using crypto and not even knowing you're using crypto, and that's a great company, a great project. Price wise, it's like anything else, hasn't done what we thought it was going to do, but it is something that I think when it comes to the ethos, it comes to like really the future of crypto. I think Chainlink is a great use case because there's a lot going on there in the background that most people don't even know about. The rails that they have built for traditional finance is pretty spectacular, what they've been doing. So yeah, if we could get more projects like that, I think that would be great.
I would definitely agree with that sentiment. We're definitely some real world asset shillers over here instead of some meme coins or anything like that. I know, but we've got CCM down here, which is a big fan of the Solana eco space with the pump.fun.
Oh my God. Are you really trying to get my blood pressure going now? Seriously.
Well, it's just interesting to kind of see how the cycle has shifted. Where it really did start with like a lot of pump.fun at the beginning.
Dogecoin.
And now you've got people that are starting to talk like you and starting to sound like Lunar Beaches did, where he's talking about we need projects that aren't necessarily projects. They're an actual tool that we just use to replace our everyday tool that we're already using. So a marketplace that is just crypto based and you don't even realize that you're using crypto, which really hits on some of those points you're talking about there.
And can I just bring Billy back around? You were talking about the ethos, and BC, again, you and I have talked about that in many a video where, I'd love to see us get back to the original ethos of the space. But I gotta say, and maybe it's just the people I'm listening to or whatever, I'm almost seeing a shift back a little bit to some of that. Do you guys see that, Billy? Do you see that? You see a shift, a kind of revival, maybe, for lack of better things? And thank you, Billy. Shout out to Army Piper. Appreciate you being here, and Mining Stocks. Appreciate you, man.
And guys, I just typed that once and it goes 3 times. I don't know why that's doing that. Just so you know.
All the different locations.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I didn't want you guys to think I was spamming the chat.
No, you're
so do I think a revival is happening?
Yeah, kind of a coming back around to the original ethos. Are you seeing that?
Well, I do think, again, everybody's journey starts at a different point in time, right? And so mine was in 2017. I really didn't care about the ethos. I really didn't care about Bitcoin. I got in because my son wouldn't shut up. And he just kept on me and on me and on me. And so I said, okay, I'll do it. Jesus, get off my back. Right. And but in 2020, when what was this app again? Oh, Coinbase. What is this? Forgot all about it. Came back to it. And I was like, I need to pay attention to this. So my own journey again made me fall in love with the ethos, and slowly since then I become more like a Bitcoin maxi, really. So I have my trading bag, but I'm really investing in Bitcoin for the long haul. So I think what's happened to me, as for my own use case, my own personal, what I think has happened is you fall in love with the ethos, you learn the blockchain, you start really diving in, get into all aspects of it. When virtuals came out, we were right there at the forefront of it in the AI space. When NFTs came out, it was right there at the forefront. I could have bought a Bored Apes back in the beginning for $3,000 and thought that was crazy. And I had my finger right on the trigger. And even today, that would still be a good price, right? Because they've come down so much. But my point is, through that investment, like thinking, this is an investment, I need to learn this. You fall in love with the tech. You fall in love with the ethos. You fall in love with like what it really means. And as you mature in the space, then I lean more to Bitcoin than anything else. And that pretty much aligns with what Satoshi's white paper is and what they wanted to, as far as the ethos goes. But it didn't happen by design. It just happened by osmosis, basically. It happened, there's no credit for me in that. It just happened, and I would say, is there a revival? I think as we age out, as the older guy, the guys that came in early and just start to age out, I think it puts us closer to the original ethos. But I don't know that there's any. I don't think there's a revival. I like, my humble opinion would be, I think we're in an echo chamber and we're in the crypto space and everybody on our feeds talking about crypto. And I think it's great to detach from that. And like I was saying, get involved outside of the social media side, get involved locally, watch what's happening and be a part of what's happening there.
Yes.
But I don't know. I don't see, like, my son's 33. He got me in crypto. He's invested in Bitcoin. So he dollar cost averages in Bitcoin. He's not into all the other stuff. He's not into the meme coins. He's not interested in all that, but he is interested in Bitcoin because I think through me, he's learned the ethos and what it is. And so I don't know. You'd think the young people, and I'm 60, right? So, I mean, you'd think the young people would be, I think they're the same people. In other words, all those young people came in for the pump.fun stuff, right? The meme coin stuff. I think every cycle we get those people in. They're in it for the investment and they don't know the ethos. And is there a revival? I haven't seen evidence of it, Keith, but I don't know. There could be. I just haven't seen like evidence of that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
I just feel like I'm hearing it more. I'm seeing it more, and again, it could just be like you said, I'm in a bit of an echo chamber. So it's the people who I'm listening to or whatever it could be. But it's personally, it's kind of nice to hear. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
To get away from the whole pump.fun and that kind of thing.
I think it just kind of goes back to, I want to say like go back to the basics per se, but it's really not. Like, okay, 2019, 2020, 2021, we were starting that bull run. I got in at the end of 2019 because of mining Ethereum. Even though I didn't like Ethereum, I knew what it was doing. I was just there for the money. And then as it kind of slowly died out, I was looking at other projects, opening my mind to other projects, and mining them, buying Bitcoin, doing this, doing that, and just buying, selling. Like you were talking about Chainlink. I was a huge fanboy of Chainlink back in 2020. And I had to pull it up on Coinbase. I was like, oh man, December of 21, or 21 or 20. I was buying it for $11 and December 11th, I was buying it for like $11.29. And then I was like, oh, a couple months later, maybe a year later, I was selling it for over $30 a coin. I'm like, not bad. But there was somebody that turned me on to it. I won't say his name because some people may or may not like him. But he used to be a big influencer, and then he just kind of went downhill all of a sudden.
Hey, BitBoy turned us all onto things. I mean, I don't have any shame in. Look, I came into crypto, and there's two channels that I watched from the beginning: Altcoin Daily and BitBoy. And really, those were the ones that. And I did watch a little Crypto Zombie. Those were the big ones at the time. And he took it. There's a lot of things that he educated us on that I can't take away from him, man. He ended up imploding, no doubt, but there was a great, every night I would come home and I'd watch the Altcoin Daily, and then you end up meeting these guys and talking with Aaron and Austin. Yeah, I realized that they're from Ashland. I lived in Ashland. I mean, they went to the same college my daughter went to, and we started talking about Grandpa's Cheese Barn and everything. It's like you build this little network of people in the space, and now they're huge, right? I think they are the biggest crypto channel in the world, I think, is what they're saying now. And because BitBoy was, and that all crashed and burned.
That crashed and burned.
But he helped a lot of people. I can't take that from him. He helped me at least get educated in the beginning. Now you can talk about all the pumps and stuff, but there was still good, like around the blockchain was great. I loved watching it. I was introduced to a lot of the people in the space through that show. It did a lot of good things for us. And so, I look at it like, I'm not ashamed of that. I'm just, don't subscribe to the stuff he did or anything, but I'm just not ashamed that he was part of my journey.
I still have notepads and notebooks of like BitBoy Crypto on this date. He said this coin at this price, buy. And he would always list like the top 10 buys. And I would just write them down.
Yeah.
And I would just slowly watch them over the next couple of days to the next week to see if they did good or bad before I would invest. And I was noticing like, at that time, like he was one of the few influencers that were like that big that if he said, buy this coin, and you didn't buy it within like the next 5 minutes or 3 minutes, you missed out. Like you could buy it and sell it within 10, 15 minutes and make good money. I mean, I'm not going to say you're going to become a millionaire in 5 or 10 minutes, but you could buy a coin at 25 cents and within 5 minutes sell it for 35 cents. Just because he would say it would influence the market that much. And it was like, I like that at the time, but then I'm looking at it like, I'm glad there's so many other people that talk about projects and this, that, and the other, that it's not just 3 or 5 influencers getting paid or maybe not getting paid to influence certain coins. Like, because they say the coin, people are buying it.
Well, I mean, he's the whole reason that ADA got made into what it really did. Like ADA it still is a really good project. But if he hadn't opened his mouth about ADA and really hammered on ADA and how much he loved ADA, I don't think ADA would have went anywhere close to what it did and still, have that strong core that it does to this day of people that just are ADA maxis.
And that's a great point on the good side of things, because I think BitBoy did expose me to ADA. And again, do your own research, drill into it. I got into that blockchain and I love their ethos. I love what they stand for. I love how they build it. It's, to me, still the most secure blockchain. I mean, everything on there I utilize. Now they're getting a lot of bad press, and Charles stepped away. I just watched his video from yesterday, but they got governance now, and it's the marketplace making those decisions, and so there's stuff going on there. But what they stand for, their ethos, I love their ethos. I love the fact that these third world countries, they need to be connected. They need to be just like Starlink and Elon. Charles had the same vision on the finance side, using Cardano and ADA, and they still have that vision. It's just that the adoption price wise just hasn't been there, and the competition came up behind them. Solana made everything so user friendly. You really didn't have to know anything about crypto. They Phantom wallet came out, man, and made it so easy. And but yes, I agree with that, and that's a good piece of, I think, what BitBoy's channel did for us. On your point there, Badel, yeah, that's part of the problem. Getting back to the point of your question, BC, that kind of pumping and dumping, that kind of like retail, price go up, let's make money, is how we got the bad name, and not just
right.
but is used on the black market in the beginning and things like that, before everyone knew that you don't want to use crypto on the black market, man, because it's traceable. But, that learning curve allowed them to do that. And of course, they still now are trying to put them in tumblers and things. But it's now they've caught up. They know how to catch you, right? So I think as people understand that crypto is good like that, and it's better to track than anything. So on the good side of that, you don't have the black market. On the bad side of that, no CBDCs. And guess what? Part of that law that South Carolina passed banned them. So it's just like being involved and knowing it, and kind of giving back too. Try to give back to the space. That's how mass adoption is. Just do the right thing, and don't be a pump and dumper. And when we launched our NFT project, we said from day one, guys, do not buy this for an investment. It does not has anything to. This is to buy this to support what our cause is and our ethos. Don't buy this for thinking you're gonna
number go up.
And that, I think being just open about that. No, we didn't sell out, but hey, we have our character, we have our principles, we know who we are, we know what we stand for, and I'm good with that. And I think we just need more people to do that. And I think some of the big projects, not the local, like our little NFT all these people that are doing coins and things like this, man, I'm just not in that game. Now, if you're talking about a Solana or some of the a Cardano or even an XRP, which I know BC, it's not your favorite, but my point is these are real companies that if you fall in love with their ethos, if you do your research and you feel like you need to invest in that, then great, man. I think those are real companies like Chainlink. But these local, I'm still on these lists, guys, these Discord or Telegram list. And some of these people are big time influencers. And, they'll be like, Billy, I'll get this. Billy, you're on the, pre-approved list or, the white list and it's like, no, man, those days are gone, man. I don't care who you are. Those days are gone. If I'm going to take my money, I always one question in my mind. Should I put my money here or in Bitcoin? It's as simple as that. Should I put my money here or in Bitcoin? And if the answer is Bitcoin, which it 99.9% of the time is, then that's where I'm putting my money, man. So yeah, it's those days are gone, but I think everybody has to go through that learning curve themselves.
That's a fact right there. A fact. And a quick shout out to Jay Violet, who jumped on in here. American Maker, welcome. Appreciate you being in here. Can I just bring up this other one, that Army Piper? It's funny. I highlighted it because I've heard him say this on his morning show where he compares ADA to like Betamax versus VHS. And basically the punchline is the better tech doesn't always win. Is his thought.
It does most of the time, but it doesn't always. That always is hard to beat. That's right. But I would say this, just so you know, Piper, I don't own any ADA anymore. Everything's into midnight. I converted everything to midnight. So I do own midnight, but I took all of my ADA and I lost a fortune, just so everybody knows. I probably lost $50,000 on that whole deal. But I have a ton of midnight, and I do believe in what midnight's doing. And I do think that midnight is going to be it's going to exceed ADA. I think midnight is going to beat ADA. Now I know I sound like Crypto Crow because Crow's but look, you take your lumps, man. I mean, everybody wants to come on and talk about how good they are and how much money they made and all this stuff. But the truth of the matter is, if you haven't lost $100,000, you're not going to make $500 million. I mean, it's the truth. You got to take your knocks, man. You got to take your knocks. It's part of it. Get back up, keep charging forward, learn. And the people that come and say, since they got into crypto and they're the best and they're right all the time, man, I just don't believe that. I mean, I just don't. It's like I'm not right all the time. I don't even want to be right most of the time. But
no, are you talking about midnight with the The ticker
Midnight. Night token. Yep.
Yeah, night token. And there you go. You're right. The tech is there. No argument about that. Piper, but
yeah, I agree.
You're right. They need a point.
They do.
It's like
They do.
that, like anything else.
Piper's point is exactly right. They suck at marketing. And look at Solana compared to Cardano. I mean, it's not even close.
Oh yeah,
it's not even close as far as their user friendliness, their marketing. But you know, the tech is superior in my humble opinion. The tech is absolutely superior. I mean, we all know, us guys in the space, Solana still struggles with the behind the scenes, and we know it crashed several times back, and they fixed a lot of that. Give them props, but you just didn't see that with ADA. It was slow, methodical, safe, secure. Those are ethos that I want to be a part of. That's the kind of thinking that I want to be a part of. And so I fell in love with it, sort of like I fell in love with Bitcoin. And those were my biggest holdings, right? Was Bitcoin, Ethereum, and ADA. Really was my biggest holdings.
nice.
Yeah, I can definitely agree that they probably need a better marketer. You know, get you a new bit boy and start your promotion. Yeah. But honestly, we've talked a lot about, you know, the average person here, and I feel like crypto's kind of moved its direction just a little bit. And if we want to see crypto really grow and the ethos really kind of get back to what it was, the thing that really drew all of us here and gave us kind of that want to get on here and talk about crypto because we believed in it so much, that we need to go for bigger fishes. It's like the sailors, but not sailor here to make free money off Bitcoin. You know, the Michael Saylor that owns a company but believes in the ethos and just wants to use the technology. That crypto is more than just, hey, I'm sending money from one person to another, or hey, I'm making a bunch of money off of it. Crypto is the ability to have full ownership of whatever aspect you're using the crypto for in your life, and saying no to anyone else controlling that. You know, the real libertarianism of crypto, it needs to be pushed at a higher level. But
well, I think you're right, is my opinion, but I also think that's a hard task because it's what is there now? You guys probably know more. And I lost count after 36 million cryptos. I lost count after that. So it could be whatever. Maybe it went down from the bear market, but most of that is junk, right? Most of that is junk.
Fact.
So when you're talking about an industry, look at, again, I go back to my career, National Association of Home Builders. Okay. Home builders started way back 20s, and an association formed around it, and then a national association. Then there's state associations that join the national association, and really they become the lobbying arm to the government at the national association or organization. And so that's what's happening with crypto right now. Crypto is developing that network and that state by state. And we already have a lobbying arm in DC now. And we're watching this develop. Sorry about that, Keith. What's that?
No, that's okay. Do it, brother. I was going to ask you about that. Please talk about that.
Oh, no. I'm just saying, to be a part of that growth and to be like, we're in this, guys. We're part of it. We can say we were here before all that. We were here before NFTs. Yes. We were here before ETFs. We were here before laws and rules and regulations. We were here before the National Association of Crypto. You know, it's like, we're really like, stop and take a snapshot of your life, man. Like, we're in it. We're here. We're talking about it right now. It's like, you got to stop and smell the roses, man. I'm enjoying the ride and just being just a small little sliver of it. And, but it's going to be hard to pull that off until that network and that organization has a solid foundation. And Brian Armstrong and the moves that Coinbase has been making to help our industry get ahead and succeed has been epic. And to be a part of that journey, I go on there and I'm just a Joe. You know, when my son lived in San Francisco, I did go down to the Coinbase building because I went to all of them. Anything that was crypto. One day we pulled up the addresses in Silicon Valley and we just drove to each address. It didn't even have to be crypto. It was mostly crypto, but we went to NVIDIA, we went to Visa, we went to Facebook, we went to Microsoft, we went to Coinbase, we went to several other little smaller crypto projects that were in Silicon Valley. But I went down there just to say, hey, you know, man, I appreciate what you guys are doing. But I found out it's just a big building that like 500 companies work out of. It's a big, you walk into this building and it's a desk and there's a guy there and you say, which company are you looking for? I said, Coinbase. And they're like, hey, nobody works here from Coinbase. It's just basically a mailing address that, you know, everybody works from home. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. You know, but we had fun. But I'm really going to do that. Just again, getting involved and trying to, you know, build your network and talk to the people, the right people. And sometimes you fall down. Sometimes you hit a home run, you know, you just never know. But you have to be there. You have to do it. You have to take action.
So this kind of brings me to like the second point of the discussion. So we talked about what the crypto space needs, but if you were in charge of, say, a project, we'll just, because you've already built one, and each project has its own little use case. You know, there's more than just, hey, we're Bitcoin, we send money here, which kind of adds up to your second part where we need these real world use cases. And if we're going to have these companies adopt crypto, we need more than just a bunch of carbon copy projects out here and 50 million different ones to choose from. What do you think that these crypto projects should really be focusing on to kind of get us to the point where crypto is more than just the fun internet money coin that you buy and you talk about it at bull runs and, hey, did you get in Bitcoin at 60,000? Oh, dang, you missed out. You know, like what should these projects focus on?
Well, can I clarify your question just by asking, when you say projects, do you mean like the local projects, like say our Billy Goat Tails type of or are you talking about, when you say projects, you talking about like a Solana, a Cardano, just so I know which way you're going with it?
Well, I mean, either one, because it's like either one of these could really be the catalyst that changes the crypto space to that next big move. Whereas in like we saw meme coins come out, that really was a big catalyst that changed the entire space. And that was something that was just small. So, I mean, there's a lot of use cases for crypto. And in your eyes, what should a project be focusing on to really, you know, move this space in a direction that you would like to see it move in?
But man, you're asking some tough ones. I mean, we've been a part of these great little micro projects like virtual AI and Hive and what's the one where it's the cell phones that they put up towers. What is it?
Was that Helium?
No.
it wasn't Helium. That's what
I think it was on the Cardano chain too. That guy Mickey was his name. He's the founder. They're still around.
Oh yeah.
They, you know, so you go in and it's high tech, right? So if you buy the node, and they're building out these dead areas where you can use blockchain for cell phones, and you know,
World Mobile.
Yeah, that's it. And so, like, we have seen some really cool blockchain projects. There's a few years back, like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, before this real AI craze really heated up like it is now, a local company out of Mexico, where I got involved with them, and they were talking about building projects that will support the growing need for AI. And basically now we're seeing that they're building all of these power plants that then feed the compute. And it's like these guys were like saying, hey, here's where the blockchain could help with this. And they were like on the front of the curve with that. So there's some of these projects that I think have done us justice moving the space forward. But really, I can't help to just think, follow the money, man. Follow the money. The money, meaning the companies that have the money, meaning, Tommy Lee's becoming basically the Michael Saylor for Ethereum, right? I mean, so where's most of the money going right now? Most of the money going right now is to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana. That's just the truth. It's the cut it up any way you want. You're going to find that's going to be the case. But why is that? Well, part of it's the tech, part of it's the history, the longevity, part of it is the ETFs, right? The ETFs, a big part of that. And so those companies have the best chance of whatever that product's going to be, whatever that service is going to be. I think those products would have the best chance. Now, don't get me wrong. They're little company down here at the bottom, right? Could come up and be the next big flash in the pan, no doubt. But I think if you can harness, the top 10 and really get them to come together and build out the crypto network, help build out that network. But guys, there's probably there's deals being made. I mean, just being in business, right? There's deals being made right now while we're talking, and they're multi-million-dollar deals, $100 million, $1 billion deal that's going on right now. And so the future is bright, is my point. And where it's going to come from, I don't know, man. But crypto, blockchain is the future. It is the future of finance. It is faster. It's safer. It's easier. It's going to happen. We're in the right space at the right time. And so I'm going to step back and stay focused on what I can do at my own house and my own community.
Can I pivot you a little bit to talk about conferences? I mean, that's become an integral part of this space. They're held all over the world. They're in various shapes, sizes, right? Through a lot of the conversations that I've had with people, have come to believe that it's time to focus on more local, regional conferences to get the I don't know, grassroots, for lack of a better word. And I think a lot of that focus is happening at the grassroots level. For example, one of the ones I'm going to is the Boston Blockchain Week. And they got one of the keynotes is Hester Pierce. So it's like, these people are able to pull those kind of names now because of the space. What do you think that this space needs from these conferences to help with adoption, Billy? And do you think it's more of the big conferences like the Bitcoin conference, or is it more at the local regional level?
I think it's going to take all of it. So again, you just got to use the best example is my own career path. And so in home building, you have a local association, and every county in Ohio had a local home builders association. That's a county home builders association. So you get involved there. And then through the persistence, years and years of being involved, you get on the board. You're on the board of directors for the local HBA or BIA. And then through that, you get involved with the state level. And how do you get involved through the state level? Well, there's certain state legislatures that are involved in the Home Builders Association. And so you get to know these guys. And then you go to the national conference because that's where all of the players go, and you network there. And so you're doing a lot of stuff locally at your local HBA, but you come together at the national show or a regional show, and you cement your relationships, and you know, and soon, next thing you know, 10, 15, 20 years, and you're one of the OGs. You're like, I came in here the first time and didn't know anybody, you know, and then soon you're one of the OG. People look up to you for your opinion and your advice and guidance. And so we're seeing that happen. And it's so fun. It makes me feel young again, man, because that happened to me in my youth, right? With the home builders. And so I'm looking at this with the same image and mindset. And you got to get involved at the local level that pulls you into the state level, then that pulls you into the national level. And it all has to happen for it to really become something substantial and that works for all of us, is my opinion on it.
Fair enough. My only, I don't know, pushback is the right word, but is, you know, most of these conferences, with the exception of like the ones that are regional, local to me, they're priced reasonably. But the Bitcoin conference, the average Joe that we're talking about right here to bring in for mass adoption, they ain't affording that. So do you see what I'm saying? It's almost like they're being prohibited from learning and becoming a part of it at those kind of levels simply because maybe they can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
I do kind of agree with that, CCM. But I also agree with what Billy said is, you know, like you start on the small level, you go to your local conventions, maybe then a year or two later you get more involved, then you start going to the state conventions. You know, like Billy said, then you go to the national conventions, then you go like the worldwide or, you know, conventions or whatever. And like you just slowly work your way up. But, you know, you can stop yourself at any point. Like you don't have to be the new guy that doesn't know Bitcoin and buy the couple of $100 ticket and fly to Vegas and go to Bitcoin 2026, you know, like, but you can just go there and meet people. Like you don't actually have to attend the conference. I mean, that's what we did, 2 years ago? Like we didn't have tickets for Bitcoin Nashville last time. We had tickets to the Litecoin conference. And I just ran into people that I knew and they were like, hey, you want to take it to BTC? I was like, sure. I'm like, hey, met up with some other people. I was like, any chance you know anybody that's got an extra ticket for Bitcoin? They're like, yeah. Boom, done. Me and my girlfriend are at the convention going in for free.
And see, I would say that that's a product of you being involved, you taking action, you saying, hey, I'm going to try to. And I think where there's a will, there's a way, even if it's cost prohibitive. In other words, sometimes if you believe in it enough, it's going to work out, man. Like there's always free tickets. There, like every year, Billy Goat Tales has had extra tickets, and we tell people, hey, we got to. Like most of the time, my experience has been this, Keith. My experience is there's more people that have free tickets to give away than people can't go. They just, you know, they don't go, and so they're always floating around. And plus, we learned a little in the round, you know, by being involved. Like Sin City taught us, Rob and Dave taught us about the press passes and how to do that. And we've helped a lot of people learn that process. And Tony Baumex has even helped them with their applications and stuff to do that. And so by being involved, the giver's game mentality is at work right there, because you can pretty much, other than your airfare, there's even people like almost every year. I know a ton of people that, hey, you're going, is anybody rooming with you? No, nobody's rooming with me. Hey, can I room with you? Sure, man. Come on. You know, I'm going to pay for it anyways, or they're going to pay for it anyways. They have the room. So, but how do you get to that point where you get that stuff? Because you give, you're involved. You're someone that's in the space. You're building a reputation. And I say right there, giver's gain, right? By you being involved, you're there, man. And you have these gold nuggets pop up in your path. And that's because of your effort and your energy and you're taking action. And that's how it's done, man. And if you got to believe that though, because if you don't believe in any of that, then you're not going to manifest any of that. You got to believe it, you know? So, yeah,
I gave Billy our 2 tickets to the 26 Vegas ticket conference this year. Cause I was like, look, we got the tickets, but we just can't make it. I'm like, use them if you can. If not,
There's
they can
always
go to
people.
waste. Like, if we're not going to go, so here's the tickets. And he's like, I'm sorry, man, but unfortunately, we're only able to use one. I go, you know what? One's better than none.
And another example of that was one of the conferences a couple of years ago. I think it was 2 years ago when we were in Tennessee, when we were in Nashville. We, through Frankie Candles, we were like, hey, why don't you come to this party? And we're like, okay, you know, there's like 6 of us. And so they send a link and you have to sign up. And if you use their code, it was free. So we did it. And we didn't know who was hosting the party or what it was really. And when we get there, it's a Discovery Crypto that had rented a warehouse, basically, a Discovery Crypto, and rented a warehouse, set up their own studio. Had everybody was there. Everybody that you could think of was there. The Altcoin Dailies, Tom Crown, Jenna X, Rice, Kelly Kellum, Frankie, you know, all the crypto people. And through that, I got to meet TJ, who said, listen, hey, man, if you guys need to use the studio and do your show or something, go ahead, use it. Just let me know, because we got other people coming in at different times. But I'm like, what? Like this studio was beautiful. I mean, it was like they on the fly took all their stuff there and set up and Kelly Kellum was DJing because he loves music and he loves playing music and he loves DJing and stuff. And it was just such a cool time. We got to meet so many people. How did that happen? If you step back and look at how that happened, well, I learned Frankie from BitBoy. He was on BitBoy. And then Frankie said one day on BitBoy that he's going to break off and under their network and start his own trading channel. And I was like, oh man, I love Frank. Frank, cool dude. One of the first guys that joined his channel. And before he even had a Discord, there was no Discord. We opened the Discord. And I just started building a relationship with Frankie because I'm a trader, right? And been trading since the 80s. And so how did that happen? Well, at a certain point, through just being involved and moderating for Frank and Tony and going to those events and things, next thing you know, I got this golden nugget popped up in this free ticket. And then from there, I cemented other relationships. It cost me nothing. Nothing.
Right.
And so I say you got to get involved. I think you're doing the right thing, Keith, by starting local. And that's what I did with my home building. I started local. I just went to the local county conferences and events and things, you know, and slowly I started running them. I started being a membership chairman. We had this thing called Night at the Races, where we'd rent a hall and you can bet on these horses and there's all automated and stuff. And we had steak dinners and stuff like that. And we did all kinds of events, golf outings. And I was the guy actually putting that together and volunteering my time to help that, right? Givers gain. And yes, I represented a company, but by being a part of the fabric of the organization, the industry, you just gained so much. Like I didn't have to sell what we were doing because I was viewed as somebody that you just had to do business with, because I'm part of this solid network and this solid foundation. And it was pretty easy. The work side of it was like, yeah, man. I mean, we just became this super company of the best of the best. And you didn't have to do that. Was my marketing. That was my advertising, being involved at the local association and then the state and then the national level. And it took time. Yeah. It took probably, the first 5, 6, 7 years, probably 5 or 6 years. I didn't go to the national stuff. Again, this is back when I was young. I didn't have, I didn't have that money. I certainly couldn't afford to do all that stuff, but slowly, like Badel said, slowly, hopefully you build that up and you find the avenues that allow you, because of your network, to go to these things. And I think everybody needs to have that approach. It's just my own personal opinion.
Oh, appreciate that. I
Yeah, man.
appreciate that. We're getting to the hour, so
yeah.
just to keep the track on the time. And
We
shout
got,
out to Jesse. Yeah.
Yep, I was just about to say it. Sliding in late. But, you know, that story really highlights that the crypto space is about a whole lot more than just money, you know? And I think that's the biggest part of what things have kind of gotten away from, that crypto is a whole lot more than just money. It's not just the number go up. It's not just how do I find the next big thing. It's a community, it's a technology, and it is the thing that could change the entire world as we know it. As I call it all the time, this is the digital revolution. And I'm glad that everyone is here for it. And I want to see a whole lot more people here for it. And that's why, you know, we do this show here.
Amen. Amen.
But it's guys like us, like you, Badel, like you, Keith, BC, people in the chat. This is the fabric of the crypto space. It's guys like us that's the fabric of the crypto space. And so by participating, I don't think I've ever turned you down, BC or Keith, when you've asked me to come on, you know, and that's what more people need to do, you know. And I think we can help influence that and show them this is the right way. And so it's all of us, man. It's like we are one. We're all one unit right here. And it's just not rah stuff. It's real. Like I lived a life that proved that. Like my journey has proved that. And so like I believe it. It's just not a bunch of rubbish. It's true. And that's my approach to the crypto space.
And you're spot on, because it literally, you're here because I sent you a text message. That's how it started. I sent you, hey Billy, what do you think? You know, and then I sent you a message gave you the deets on X or whatever. You know what I mean? It was like, that's how you ended here. Yeah. So, yep.
So Billy, quick question. Have you ever heard of coverings?
No. Tile stone? Mm-mm.
Yeah. Tile and stone? No? Okay.
No.
Yeah. And I just saw
one time my boss gave us a day off and paid for us to go up there when it was in Chicago. And then I think that may have been Atlanta, Georgia, or 2 or 3 years later was Atlanta, Georgia. We went down there, and that's just the business I was in at the time. And
yeah, we use Dell Tile. That's who we use as a national provider of our tile.
Yeah.
Dell, D-A-L.
I figured that's why I was asking, since it was your whole livelihood there, you know, building homes.
Yep.
We did have. I don't know if you showed it, but
I didn't show it, but I shouted them out. Yeah, JR in the house, baby.
If you're not following him, you definitely should be. Check his channel out.
Yep. Link is in the description.
Johnny December's in the house too. Good to see you, Johnny. Been a while, man. Yeah. Island man.
People are sliding in here. I didn't even see them.
Oh yeah.
We got Mark Dutch also. I'm assuming on my channel, but that's okay.
Yeah,
Mark.
Sure. You
No,
know?
I see Dutchy in here. Yep.
No. Excellent.
I just
Well,
look
shall
at
we
the
wrap
chat
it up,
from here.
BC? Give you got a final question for Billy here, and then we can wrap this thing.
I did not have a question, but I definitely appreciate Billy coming on here to talk about this topic. You know, it is similar to some answers that we got, but also very different because, you know, we all value something just a little bit different.
A little bit different, yes.
Yep.
Yes.
And that's why I really wanted to get as many people on here for the conversation as I could. So you got anything that you'd like to leave the people before we wrap this on up, Billy?
Good to see Dave Digital in the chat.
Yes.
No, you guys, great show as always. I really appreciate our relationships and that we have, and I really love to see you guys when you came to the Bitcoin show, and it was great to meet you in person, BC. Guys, I can't thank you enough for inviting me on, and just I appreciate it, and got nothing else to say. Adios and God bless.
Appreciate you taking the time, man. True.
Sure.
It was great to meet you in person too. Hopefully we can do it again at Nashville. So
Yeah,
you know,
man.
there's been a lot of talk about that one.
We'll be there.
You got anything to leave the people, Badel?
Yeah, just hope everybody's having a good week, enjoying the weather, staying safe, having fun. Billy, BC, trying to get CCM to come to Nashville next year. Next year. But
Yeah,
we plan on going. We just haven't bought tickets yet. We may just
I would wait, guys. Just
drive down there, and because to me, like I've said it before, it's more about the after parties is where you can meet the people. Like, you know, trying to meet Billy or BC at the conference, good luck. I mean, I did that last time with a couple friends of mine, and we were like literally video chatting each other, trying to figure out where each other was at, and it still took 15, 20 minutes. And it's like,
yeah,
I mean, if I get tickets, cool. I may buy tickets. I don't know, but to me, it's about the after parties and just hanging out with people, and you know, and then like
networking is a thing. Yep.
Like Billy was saying, like sometimes you don't even need a hotel or a motel. You know, like when we went down there, I knew people from the Dynex team, and they had the Dynex house. But I was like, it's me and my girl. Like, you know, if we want to have some fun, sorry, I don't want to be in a house with a bunch of guys. You know, like. But you know, we had the open invite to free place to stay, 8-hour drive, whatever. Like we already drove, but no. Other than that, normally I try in the first couple minutes. AI.com, still nothing.
Yeah.
You know, we'll do it in the last few minets. I literally just checked, and I'm like,
yeah, it's only been since the Super Bowl.
I almost need to get like a stick and like a
poking
horse.
Do something.
And be like, I'm just beating the horse, you know, like it's just like beating a dead horse at this point. I feel.
Oh man,
yeah.
I mean, if anybody on here has signed up for AI.com and actually has gotten in, please put it in the comments. I'd like to know when you signed up, and about when you got in, because I don't think anybody that I know of has gotten in yet. So,
oh man,
I don't even know what it is.
They did a Super Bowl commercial that I didn't even watch. CCM was talking about it the next night, and it was supposed to be like some big AI.com website.
Where they were supposed to be setting up an AGI type of platform kind of thing. And obviously that went absolutely nowhere after
I signed up for it the night that he said it, which was the Monday following Super Bowl, like the next night.
The next day, yeah.
Nope, still nothing. You got to put in your debit card. You got to verify your ID, pretty much KYC, give them your credit card information. And I'm like, man, I don't know about this. I was like, you know what, whatever. Still nothing. So I'm like, ooh. That's not fucking promising.
So Keith, is this Badel like passively beating on you for saying what you know about that?
Hey, listen, Badel loves AI. Don't let him.
That's a digital move right there. That's a digital.
It's all right.
I don't
think
all
you're
good
ever
fun. Gonna get it.
That's right.
All good fun.
All love, man.
And that's right. That's right.
CCM, what you got?
I was just going to shout it out real quick. Jar and I are live tomorrow night, 6 p.m. We're going to try a slightly different format tomorrow. We're only going to talk about a couple of things and try and really dive in a little bit deeper. We are working up to our 100th episode of Matrix Money. That is going to be on August 4th. We already kind of got it, so you'll see it on our channel. So more to come about that as we get closer. And then, of course, Friday night, Crypto on the Rocks. You know the drill. We want to see you all there. That's pretty much it for me.
Well, sounds like a very busy week. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified
Yes.
for all of that, of course. But I got nothing going on. It's just me every Monday here. So hope to see you guys at the next one. I think it's time to dance our way out. So
I agree.
you
Well,
got
One
that
more
all
time,
set
though,
up?
Billy. Thanks for being here, man. We really
sir.
appreciate you. Thank you,
Yeah,
and
thank
all the
you, Billy.
support, brother. All the
Come in.
support, you and the team.
But
Thank you.
CCM, you and Jar went live last night, right? How did that go? I haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
It went well, actually. It was a good conversation. I felt bad. Jar had like a hard stop at 8 o'clock, and with the conversation with chat was just going and going and going. I'm like, okay, we got to stop now. Sorry, guys. So, but it was really good. Thank you for asking. So go ahead and check that out, folks. It's that's there. You can see Jar. That's where we made the announcement about our 100th episode. So coming soon.
Woot.
Yeah, exactly. All right, we're gonna dance our way out the door, Billy. Thanks again, brother.
Yes,
For all
sir.
you
Thanks,
do.
Billy.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thank
All right,
you for showing up.
Thank you, everybody in the chat. We'll see you again next Monday night. Oh, next Monday night, this same time, we got JR in the house. Going to be asking him the same conversation. And in 2 weeks, we got T.I. Joe going to be here talking this very same topic. So make sure you're here for that. All right, that's it. We're out. We're dancing. Have a good night, everybody.
Night all.
Screens glow, timeline scream, same fear, different day. Lock in, huddle the line, don't blink, don't fold. Hands stay steady when the stories get old. Charts go wild, but the base is fine. Mindset, grounded, battle calm. BC breaking down the noise, hold the line. Yeah, we ride that grind through the fear, through the foot, through the echo chamber signs. They panic, sell, we design the climb. Hold the line, yeah. Old school charts in a new age storm. Seen cycles born, seen cycles torn. Zoomed out vision, long-term frame. While the feed chases candles, he studies the game. Macro whispers, history rhymes. Patience weaponized over time. No panic button, no rush to speak. Just facts stacking up week by week.